What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing you guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a high taper on my boy, so stay tuned. We're starting off by saturating the hair with our spray bottle and combing everything in place, making sure our canvas is nice and neat. Now that we're done combing everything in place, we can move on to our Go to Effects and create our first guideline. You always want to stretch the skin with your opposite hand to give you more room to either bald out or blend. Now that we're done balding them out, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You want to make sure you make this guideline around an inch thick so you can spread the blend. Now we're stacking our guards and we're moving on to our one guard all the way open, creating our third guideline. Now that we're done creating our third and second guideline, we could go ahead and attack that initial guideline, closing the lever midway and all the way closed. Don't forget to use your opposite hand to stretch the skin when using your clippers. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our one guard all the way open and continue to erase our third guideline. Remember, we're going to use this same guard and the lever to soften up this line and get ready for the half guard. Now that the line is soft enough, we're moving on to our half guard and we're using the lever in its corners to erase the line completely. Now that we're done with our lower guards, we can move on to our two guard all the way open and create our fourth guideline. Again, we're going to use this same guard and its lever to soften up the line and get ready for the 1.5 guard. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support to the channel, you can leave a super thanks down below, or you can follow my Instagram down below. Now that the line is soft enough, we're moving on to our 1.5 guard and we're going to use its corners and its lever to erase the line completely. Sometimes there's still a faint line after using your 1.5 guard, so switching over to your one guard all the way open and using its corners would definitely help. Before we go into the 3 guard and our 4 guard, we're going to debulk the top with the 8 guard all the way open. Now that everything's knocked down to an 8 guard all the way open, we can go ahead and resume the back taper. We're using our 3 guard all the way open and we're creating our 5th guideline, blending into the silhouette. We're also using our 4 guard all the way open to blend into the bulk. As you can see, now I'm starting to connect the back taper into the sides and also the top. Here I'm just making sure everything's nice and even and everything's nice and smooth. Now that we're done debulking the top and the sides, we can move on to our go to effects and create our first guideline and the side taper. Now before we use the foil shaver, we're going to apply some shave sticks so my client doesn't bump up. Now that we're done botting them out, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. We're then going to slightly close the lever midway and all the way close and attack that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. Using our 2 guard all the way open, we're going to create our 4th guideline and soften up the line and get ready for the 1.5 guard. Before you erase the line that we made with our 2 guard all the way open, we're going to go back to our 1 guard all the way open line and erase it with our 1/2 guard. Now that the line is soft enough with the 2 guard all the way open, we can move on to our 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. Now I'm using my 3 guard all the way open, and this is going to help us blend into the bulk on the sides. Switching over to my 1.5 guard all the way open just so I could detail the bulk. Now we're using our NST outliners to line up the side of the ear, and we're starting off at the bottom, working my way to the top arch using the corners of the blade. Moving on to this front line, we're going to start off at the middle and work our way to the sides using our NST outliners. You always want to make sure you go slow enough that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer, because if not, then you won't line them up properly. You also want to keep the vertical bars as natural as possible, and you don't want to push them too deep in. Once you're done lining them up, it reveals a few guidelines in the taper, so I always go back and detail as much as possible. Here I'm using a little bit of clipper of a comb so I can remove a little bit of bulk that I saw. Now that we're done lining them up, we can move on to our Turkish razor and Durban Premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. When you're using your razor, you want to make sure you stretch the skin as much as possible with your opposite hand and keep the razor at a 45-degree angle. This lowers the likelihood of you cutting someone. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support to the channel, you can leave a super thanks down below. Thank you. I always like doing the top of the eyebrows first and then doing the bottom. Gives me a better shape.